Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dhaneshwari Enula. As I had spoke to you regarding this particular subject called out as Unix programming in my last very class, that is wherein I had said you that it's a combination of two things into it. One is you will be studying regarding Unix as an operating system, and one more you'll be studying as a programmer Unix system programming. That is, how can you deal out with the programming section of your Unix. Okay. So these things we already come across, so that's why we're not telling it again. Okay, let us come across with before I go further with this particular class, let us have a small recap with what we had come across in our very last class. So with respect to our last class, we had come across with Unix as an operating system. I had said you how Unix happens to be a different operating system as compared to Windows. Then what are the features of Unix? Okay, how it is distinct from any other respective operating system? What are its main features there? Then how security plays a very important role with respect to Unix as compared to any other respective operating system. We had come across with Unix architecture, then we had come across with some basic commands of Unix. Okay, so this was all what we had come across. So let us come across today with file system as a section there. Okay, wherein in this particular section you all will be aware to know regarding what do you mean by a file, what do you mean by a file system, what do you mean by directory, okay, and how the naming happens with respect to a file or directory there. Then example of some file systems will come across to know. Okay, so let us firstly come across to know what is file system there. Okay, file system is nothing but it's an abstraction, that is, it's an abstraction used by the kernel to represent and organize the storage resources. So whatever you are saving across, so those all things are being held in the memory, and that is being abstracted through kernel, and this is called out as a file system there. Okay, your Unix file system in general is nothing but it's organized in a tree like a structure. So tree like a structure is nothing but wherein I have a root node, then you have other leaf nodes there, then those leaf nodes are having further with the different respective nodes there. Okay, so that's a tree like a structure, and I cannot guarantee that a file can be only this much of deep level or something there. It can be arbitrarily deep there. Okay, then the third one, wherein you can call it as a limitation of a file system, or else you can call it as this is a prerequisite of a file system, wherein it says that a file name must not be longer than 256 characters. And wherein whenever I consider a path name, a single path name must not be longer than 1023 characters. That is, file name is different from a path name. File name is what you are giving a name to an individual file, whereas path name is from where that file belongs. Okay, so that's called out as a path name. Okay, let's come across how can you name a file. So if at all I take any other respective operating system, so you can name a file in any respective way there. So here also you can have every file is being identified by at least one name, as we know that already. Okay, so usually we call a file name as foo.c or as my photo. Okay, with and space, that's also an valid file name. Go Panthers, it's an example here, that's also an valid file name. Here you can consider special characters also as a part of a file name there. Okay, wherein you can even use numerals as a file name also. Okay, so one very distinct part of Unix as an operating system is here the case of a respective file name, whatever you are giving, can matter to some of the systems and may not be considered to some other systems there. Wherein, like for example, if I name a file here called as foo.c, now here it has been given out in a small letters then. Okay, it's been given out in a small letters. Wherein, if the same thing I write it in capital letters, so that's considered as a different file. Okay, then you might have a question that how Unix identifies these two as two different files. So it identifies the files by the inode numbers there. Every file is being given out with a distinct inode number there. Okay, as soon as it has been created. So the files are not identified by the file name, whereas they are being identified by the inode numbers there. Okay, names may include information about the file contents there. Okay, so like for example, who is the owner of that, then how much is the file size, what's the file type, these all things can be held by a respective file there. In our further slides, we'll come across to know regarding that. So this is a structure of a file wherein I had said that these are sequence of records. Okay, every record holds in form of a tree like a structure. So here you can just come across. If I call this one as an inode number, I have this as my subdirectory, and this subdirectory has another file called as SO02. So it's nothing but wherein I have an connectivity across the files through a structure there. Then how do you, if I consider any generic organization of a file system, so that organizing of a file system can be done in various ways here. Like for example, I have a slash bin, slash esbin. So these are some generic directories which are already existing. Slash or slash bin, these are the slash is called out as a root directory, slash bin or slash sbin wherein the command's output has been stored there. Okay. Then slash dv is called out as device files, okay, where device entries are taken. Slash etc is critical startup and configuration files. Slash lib is library for the SCI compiler. Then tmp stands out for temporary files. Then slash var stands out for accounting file log files there. Okay, now the same thing here I can just come across with this pictorial representation here. Here it is with root. Then I have bin as my subdirectory. Then this bin has the content of the respective different commands outputs there. Then slash d where I have the subcategorization under that. I have a file. So if I consider this particular file, this is being redirected as slash root slash dv slash dsk slash foq 18dt. So this is how it has been identified. Similarly, I have main directories here called as bin, dv, etc. Okay, then it comes across with home. Home tells you regarding the users in a Unix system. Lib tells you regarding the files there. Sbin is there, stand. Then I have tmp, temporary files, usr, var. So these are all the main directories under this file called as slash root there. So the same thing is explained here, organizing of the file system. Okay, slash bins, these are the directories where all the commonly used Unix commands are there. Slash etc is this directory. You can just go through. It's a self-explanatory one, and even I had explained this priorly also. Okay, so this is with organization of the file system. Then comes a major consideration, that is what are the types of files. So there are, especially if I want to consider it for your level of understanding, so here you can consider some 4 different file types there. But apart from that, if I consider it in brief one, then I can have more 5 different file types also. So one is regular files. Regular files are text editable files. So those are called out as regular files. Okay, that can be binary, that can be text. Okay, it supports both the sequential and random access there. Okay. Second type of a file is called out as directory. So what do you mean by directory file? Directory file does not hold any content, any textual information of a file, but indeed it contains sub files into it. Then comes the third one is device files. It allows the programs to communicate with hardware. Then kernel modules handles device management there. Okay. Then comes with respect to device files, I have 2 subdivisions into it. One is character device and one more is block device. Character device is the one which accepts a stream of characters without regard to any block structure. It is not addressable, therefore no seek operation there. Whereas what is this block device? Block device is information stored in fixed size block there. It is addressable, therefore seek operation is possible here. Okay. Then comes, as I said just now, there is one more called out as a named pipe. Okay, what is that named pipe? In other ways, you can call it as FIFO also. So wherein it is never stored anywhere on the hard disk or anything. So it makes the processes communicate with each other online. That is, you have a reader process and you have a writer process. Okay. So the availability of that is called out as a named pipe there. Then comes, you have the things called out as hard links, else it can be soft links. Okay. So what are these? Hard links are nothing but the same file can be referred by different ways there. So linking files by references, then system maintains a count of the number of links there. It does not work across the file system. Then comes soft links, linking files by the name, no counter is maintained, work across the file system there. Okay. Then one more is sticky bit. Okay. So sticky bit, I cannot straight away say that it's a type of a file or something, wherein the temporary storages are bin tab. Okay, not very popular in today's system. If a directory has a sticky bit set, then only the owner can remove that particular file from the directory. /tmp is a very good example for such sticky bit files there, file types. Okay. File operations, you have many file operations there, like you can create a file, you can delete a file, you can open a file, you can close a particular file, you can read the contents of a file, you can write the contents onto the file. Then you can append is nothing but wherein you can edit the contents of a file. You can seek is nothing but wherein you can change the cursor positions there. Okay, then you can get the attributes, retrieve the attribute information, set the attributes where you are with the requirement of, then rename that particular file. These are all file operations which can be possible there. Then comes across is directories. What is this directories? Naming is nice, but it is limited. So wherein file systems allows this to be done with directories there. Okay, grouping makes it easier. It find files in the first place. Okay, remember the enclosing directories for the file. It is located as a related files there. So directories are nothing but which holds subdirectories into it and files into it. Okay. So if I say single level directory system, it's nothing but root. I have subdirectories into it. So this is called as single level directory system there. Okay. Then comes here 2 level directory. So that's nothing but I have a root directory. I have subdirectories with me. With these subdirectories, I have multiple users who are using these files there. Okay. So I call it as a 2 level directory system there. Then hierarchical. Hierarchical says I have root, I have subdirectories with me. These have another files also and subdirectories unto it also. So now like for example root A, now photos is a subdirectory. This photos as a subdirectory has one file name called it as sunset and one more subdirectory it has within it called it as family. Now family has these all as the files under it. So this is called it as hierarchical. One to another, another to another. Okay. Then comes this is a directory tree of Unix. So here you can just see USR. With USR, these are the users. Each of the users has their own respective contents there. This is an example for the same. Now what are the operations on the directories? What all operations can you make on a file? The similar operations can be made on the directories. You can create a directory, you can open a directory, you can delete the contents of a directory, then you can close that particular directory, you can read the contents onto the directory, rename the directory file, you can link it. So I can link the directories to one another so that I can have 2 different locations to read that particular file there. Then unlink is wherein I am removing across a link which is existing there. Okay. Then there are 2 variables here which I am bothered to discuss. So one is home and one more is path. Actually these are called out as environment variables. But before we go across with that particular chapter in detail, so only just get to know what is this home as a variable. Now all of you are aware with variables now. If I ask you to declare any variable, so you start declaring it as int a, b, c, so on. Like this, you have these variables called out as environment variables. Okay, there's an home directory. Okay, what is this home directory? When you log on to a system, Unix automatically places you as a user in this home directory. Now like for example, you are logged in as Sharma. So this is your home directory /home/Sharma. Okay. Then comes, if at all, how can I get to know this? So I can get to know this by using echo $home. Okay. So whenever you want to evaluate a variable, you need to prefix it with a dollar, so that evaluates and it tells you that you are in this particular directory there. Okay. This is one. Similarly, what is this path variable? Now as I said you, path or else home, those are environment variables there. So whenever I am looking out for a file or else whenever you create a file, so there happens to be now usually whenever you will be looking across for this $path, you will find this as your output there. Okay, that is /user2 username /bin, then :/usr/local/bin :/usr/bin. So it's something like you will be finding across with the colon abstracted, with the colon being bifurcated. So these are the directories under which